game's evolving, so players are getting more athletic, but he's doing such a good job as well.
First serve here in our quarterfinal matchup. There's Ben Johns, the swinging extended volley. Works it almost like a pendulum, how extended. A lot of athletes, you see their elbows bent in, but he has that full reach, able to make great contact. And the early flick from Ben Johns.
Yeah, he can really take that a variety of places. Could have taken it up the line at Pat Smith. Could have taken it through the middle. Jay moving across, getting tied up.
Officiating crew for this one: Jim Price, Mark Thomas, Drew DeHennis, Sam Choi Moy. Some defense on the side of Johnson Johns, but you saw the quick hop there from Jay Devilliers.
Yeah, you're going to see the athleticism on full display out of these two, Pat Smith and Jay Devilliers.
Trying to find the right amount of ground stroke there, right off the bounce. Had them with their backs against the wall, the baseline. Missed opportunity. Ben Johns continuing to try and attack Jay Devilliers right on the body. A look to their record for Johns and Johns. Only 19 losses and 188 wins.
It's a lot of pickleball played.
They don't even know how to lose.
That's just together.
There's only 25 letters in their alphabet. L is not included.
No, ma'am. Indubitably.
That's a new shot.
A little overzealous on that one. Even too low for Ben Johns.
Yeah, but tracking that to his left foot, that's not easy. Paddle position completely horizontal or vertical. Seems like a lot of teams continuing to look for that dink through the middle, but not easily done. Ben Johns can take that and attack off the bounce on the forehand side. Foot fault called on Pat Smith.
Wow.
I got a good question for you.
Yep.
What do you think is more dangerous, Ben Johns' forehand speed up or backhand flick?
It's a great question. It's a great question. Both are extremely dangerous. I don't want to be in front of either.
That's fair. I think what's interesting when you consider the backhand speed up is you're limited on time because typically it's obviously off of a volley, whereas the forehand he has more deceptive. He has more time to play with too.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the forehand, but his ability to find so many different spots on the backhand side is just crazy. But I think on the backhand side, if you see it coming or you recognize that he's trying to, often just backing off the line a little bit can give you time. Whereas if you back off the line and he's going to forehand speed up, he can then still beat you with a dink off the court, a lob, all these different things through the middle.
Yeah, and it's two different ways of playing with time, right? Either you're taking it away or you're creating more and causing almost more anxiety on the opposition.
Just hit the ball to Collin. That's the easiest answer.
Yeah, but then he does that. Come on.
Collin, one of the best at leaning on that right leg, really getting into that like squat position. You're not sure where he's going to go. waits that extra second for you to kind of pick a spot. Jay picking the wrong one there.
Long arm of Jay Devilliers.
Good attack there, yeah. Smith and Devilliers are not going to win just playing the slow game here. They're going to have to take it to Johns and Johns.
We haven't seen really that many quick exchanges, firefights yet in this matchup. Been really expedited, just 2 or 3 contacts in each.
Yeah, that forehand drive a little too high through the middle. Jay Devilliers with that new Vulcan paddle is going to get all the power in the world. Don't see that too often, Cam.
Dropping that one down, no bounce coming back for Devilliers and Smith. Trying to find the drop to the side of Collin Johns. There's the pressure from Jay Devilliers getting the pop. Devilliers, kind of a fun background. Originally out of Paris, France. Grew up playing all sorts of different sports. Tennis, soccer, skiing, swimming, badminton, handball, table tennis. They just keep going. There's deflection from Ben Johns.
Yeah, the French, they do it all. You know, the Renaissance people.
Started his pro journey back in 2020 after finishing up his tennis career. Collin can't believe it.
Definitely made the right decision, had them both beat.
Watch this expression.
Thinking, how? How did I miss that deep? Collin definitely gives some of the best reactions on tour. You know what he's thinking. Ben, quite the opposite.
It's fair to say. Both of them, one with a ton of emotions thrown out there. The other keeping it rather stoic. But yet they come together and create one formidable team. Pat Smith finding a little something here in game 1. Down 4-7. Most of the targets have been going the direction of Devilliers. Low take.
Yeah, Pat not a natural two-hander there. Tried to take a two-handed quick counter.
Right back to the action here from our Humana Championship court. The #1 seed, Ben and Collin Johns, up 8-4. And Jay Devilliers needs some sort of protection because they are just continuing to try and attack his body.
Yeah, great hands there, though.
Needs some armor.
There's that backhand flick in a variety of places. Pat Smith knew it was coming through that line there. Just couldn't quite slide early enough.
Both of those volleys, one from Devilliers, one from Smith, really extended into the kitchen.
Yeah, so much reach. Ben does such a good job of getting that ball down into the kitchen, but with a 6'5" guy, it's tough to do.
Oh, Smith earned the hard pickup, but couldn't find the close to the kitchen.
4-9-2.
The number of types of volleys he has on that backhand side, and how quickly he can change.
So much action on that. That's going to land in by feet.
It almost reminds me of like a hockey goalie.
Yes.
When these two are working through the transition zone, like their footwork, how they're able to find the ball both on the right and left side of their body. And then that shot from Ben Johns.
And for Ben to add the two-handed backhand as well, that second hand on the paddle seamlessly, he's playing out of his mind.
Watch it.
Finding the backhand side, that's how you have to win a point. Defending the ATP, well done from Pat Smith.
And that's where I'd like to see Collin be a bit offensive with that next ball. Always looking to kind of reset.
Ooh! Taking
Right
the
at
shot. Ben Johns.
We'll see how Ben takes that next high ball.
It happens. You know you got to put a little extra something when you're playing these guys. I think they're kind of used to that.
That's right.
4-10-2.
Again, the speed up forehand, trying to find the two-hand backhand. So quick to come across. He leaves so much court space, but it's near impossible on that counter to find the right location.
5-10-2.
He's just trying to stay alive, let alone locate it.
Side out.
First side out gone. Make it the second side out gone. Game point to Johns and Johns.
10-5-1. Second serve.
All kinds of time and space there for Collin Johns.
8 point.
Doesn't miss that too often.
Here, Ben.
Another shot at game point here.
Side out.
Trying to shovel that third back cross court. Different approach there from Collin.
It's a great drive out of Patrick Smith. Dipping, especially that outside wing of Ben Johns. That backhand, so tough with one hand.
That's the second time. I mean, I think what's fun to watch is how good Johns and Johns have gotten at that speed up down the line, whether it's on the right or the left, and how accurate they are just within the sideline. Again, the extended rally. This time it's Johns and Johns. Sometimes if they're not feeling their speed ups or they've made a handful of errors, they'll just slow things down and just kind of wait for the opportune moment to strike right back. Get some help. Pat Smith, Jay Devilliers add one more. 8-10.
Yeah, that dink from John sitting a little too high up for Pat Smith, able to redirect it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Great reach there from Ben. Hitting it so low, the outside there at Devilliers. Another chance to close out game one.
Closing it out on the ATP, skidding across the gray. Johns and Johns find game one. A first game that saw a bit of expanse between these two teams. However, it was shortly closed at its conclusion. Ben Johns and Collin Johns taking the first in this quarterfinal matchup. Taking the first point as well.
1-0-2. Side out.
Catching Ben Johns just on that back foot.
Number 2 seed Thomas Wilson, Matt Wright up a game against 16 seeded Martin Emmerich and Daniel De La Rosa. That was one team I definitely wanted to watch out for this week.
Oh, the slow death.
That was silly. Taking all the pace off that. Height control. Yikes.
Side out.
That's just painful. I'm still feeling bad on that side.
I think Ben's still smiling about it.
Give you a few other names to watch out for. We saw Travis Rettenmeyer and Zane Navratil pick up a win. So they're on to the quarters. Mention that matchup right now between Thomas Wilson, Matt Wright, Martin Emmerich, and De La Rosa. Knotted at 7-all in the second. Tyson McGuffin, Jaume Martinez-Pick. Also awaiting Tyler Loon, DJ Young, Wyatt Stone, or Julian Arnold.
They steamrolled against Fote and Bellamy. 2-11-1.
Collin Johns. The hop over the corner.
Look at that move.
He heard what you said yesterday.
I was just about to say, he probably heard that, told him his vertical wasn't good.
Side out.
Catching Ben Johns still moving back to the kitchen. Nice ball from Jay Devilliers.
0-2-1.
From one forehand to the next. Pat Smith trying to avoid his own backhand.
That's better stuff out of Pat Smith. I like that attack, that drive on the outside to Ben. Knows that ball's going to come back through the middle.
Pat dropping the paddle. He was coming, swinging for the fences on this.
Took a big old swing on that one.
1-2-2.
The two-hander's still a work in progress for Pat Smith.
Side out.
Trying to pressure Ben here
Yeah.
from right to left. Right idea.
Yeah, Ben's footwork, though, and his ability to recover and cover so much of the court. That's what gets that error out of Devilliers, forcing him to do too much.
Second serve.
It's the second time. Maybe it's the change of pace. Ben expecting a little bit more coming
Right.
his direction.
2-1-2.
Not just falling short. Right down the middle.
Side out.
Well placed from Jay Devilliers. Left Collin looking back at it.
1-2-1. Second serve.
Collin looking to Ernie again there. Pressure got to Devilliers.
1-2-2.
They call him the Flying Frenchman for a reason.
It's so impressive from Collin to just stay home there, have that paddle out in front. You can see here,
2-1-1.
no panic. Stay square to the net.
That's just lights out hand speed from Ben Johns.
Absurd. And to go from a one-handed attack to two-handed counter, back to the one-handed attack.
Do you know, like, the number of grip changes he has to have in that time frame is psychotic.
Psychotic.
Second serve.
Just out of bounds for Ben.
Who's on that one?
3-1-2.
A full-on scramble from Jay Devilliers and Pat Smith. But it's just too much from Johns & Johns.
Devilliers and Smith are putting themselves in good positions. They're fighting to get back in points. Just nothing seems to be enough out here at all, Cam.
I mean, just Ben Johns awaiting his serve, 4-1 here in game 2. Bit of an upset potentially brewing on the women's side of the bracket. Elise Jones, Lauren Stratman dropping game 1. They are the 4 seed facing off currently to the number 13, Angela Walker and Alex Walker. And it was 4-11 in the first.
Yeah.
Now 1-0 on the opposite.
4-0 down in game 2. Unbelievable. And that's part of that Arizona crew. Talking about with Augie Guh. Great practice partners down in Arizona.
1-4-2.
As much as they stretch you to the right, they will finish it off back to the left.
And Ben with the ability now to attack off that two-handed backhand side. I was talking to Matt Wright a little bit yesterday. He said when that thing really gets dialed in, the rest of the tour's got to watch out because that's just, there's no spot to attack then on Ben Johns.
Collin Johns showcasing his 40 time. Another upset potentially brewing. The 5 and 11 seeds, Jill Braverman, Caitlin Christian, picking up game 1 over Tina Pisnik and Jessie Irvin. Now in second game play. Oh, he had all the court to work with. Missing the layup.
I didn't get any space.
Still be a good sports about it though.
5-4-2.
Great speed up there from Pat Smith. Even though Ben was on it a little bit, great height control. Only about an inch over that net tape.
Ben sending that well off the court, right off the bounce. Another good overhead from Johns.
1-5-2.
It's like watching ping pong sometimes. Just the speed.
And that's why Ben's so good. Came from a pretty high level ping pong background. Combine that with pretty good tennis skills. Number 2 seed Thomas Wilson, Matt Wright having a little trouble. Martin Emmerich, Daniel De La Rosa in game 3, up 6-2.
I think Ben Johns, we always talk about youth. I mean, he's still just about 25 years old. Smith showing some emotion. 7-1, Johns and Johns. We saw what they did in a final just a week ago. Right now, they're trying to find themselves moving on to the semis.
They're doing it in a hurry right now.
They are. Pat Smith checking down to the other side.
Ben guessing.
Nobody's home on that corner.
Nobody.
A lot of this head-to-head between Devilliers and Johns as he comes across, both covering the middle. Collin trying to stick with that forehand.
Yeah.
Tough. Ball right at his feet. 2-8.
Ben doing such a great job at all these combos, these speed ups off the ground with that forehand, and then looking to get that next ball immediately with the backhand.
Just no panic on their side, even when they kind of get out of sorts, maybe get backed off the kitchen, just so casual, so efficient, not taking too many extra steps. Look to Johns on the return here. Again, opening up, finding the forehand. Anytime that ball bounces, that's the other part. No drop is really good enough anymore.
No.
That ball has to be able to stay low enough, and even now with the paddle technology, you have to always anticipate the speed up.
As you were saying, Cam, right on cue. Yeah, unless that third shot has a ton of rotation, ton of topspin, if it's sitting up and down, that next ball is going to be a speed up.
9-3. And again, that early step in, one of John's best, his ability to still close down, move through that ball, and now find themselves at match point. Choosing the slingshot for that one. And again, that quick jousting step from Ben Johns, earning the 11-8, 11-3 win. They're currently hanging out on our Humana Championship court. Congratulations to both of you picking up the win over some of your very good friends here on the Carvana PPA Tour. Ben, I'll start with you. It seems like every time you step on the court, there is a new evolution to your game. What do you think is the next level for you in terms of your progress through the sport?
Yeah, I guess, you know, I think pretty much every player has a lot of room to expand and get better. Even as one of the players that's been playing longest, I don't think 8 years is all that long for a sport. So I feel like there's a ton of improvement. I'm still working on lots of different stuff. And, you know, that's really what's great about pickleball is, you know, there's always room to improve. And you're not nearly at your best. So that's just exciting for everybody, I think.
Collin McNast here. A couple good Ernies today showing that athleticism. We had a good chat in the booth about whose vertical is better between you and Ben. Pickleball skills aside, who's the better pure athlete between you two?
Well, I guess I'm not in my prime anymore. You know, I hit 30 last year, so I think he has a little advantage these days. But I like my chances when I was in good shape in my tennis days.
I like it. Well, what about, let's talk a little table tennis. Ben, do you have him there?
You know, the times where we played most, I was definitely smaller. I didn't have the reach. So growing up, I never really beat him. But now I think we're about even.